What's going on, world? Today me and Kane are out in the Red River Gorge. Today we're gonna hike up to an old favorite overlook, Eagles Point Buttress. It's a really nice hike out through there down along the Red River. Then you make that steep scramble up to the Eagles Point Buttress. Get a nice view of Bend in the Red River up there. It's been a long time favorite overlook of mine. It's off unofficial trails, so just know that before you come out. It's not an official trail to it, but the Douglas Trail is a very established user trail. Pretty easy to follow. I know every time I hike it though, it gets more and more eroded, which is kind of a bad thing. Eventually the whole little trail through there is just gonna fall off down into the river at some point. But until then, I guess we'll keep going out there. But we're gonna keep driving up here. We're gonna park at the Osborne Bend trailhead and then head out on the Douglas Trail. Alright, so from the Osborne Bend trailhead, if you drop down to the right over here, that'll take you out on the unofficial Douglas Trail. We're gonna connect down to that trail in just a second, but first we're gonna start out on the official Osborne Bend Trail and go up here, get a picture video of the Clifty Wilderness sign, and then drop down to Moonshiner's Arch. And into the wilderness we go. Alright, now right here is where we're going to fork off to the right to drop down to Moonshiner's Arch. We're forking off from the official Osborne Bend Trail off to the right. Go down here and check out Moonshiner's Arch. Alright, now we're coming out at the top of Moonshiner's Arch. We're up here at the skylight, looking down into the arch. Pretty cool spot. Always a little sketchy standing right here, because as you can tell, it's fallen through here before, so erosion never stops. Always something to keep in mind, but pretty cool to look down into the arch from here. But from here, we're going to drop down into the arch and go check it out. Alright, now from Moonshiner's Arch, we're going to continue to drop down to the unofficial Douglas Trail. Then we're going to hike it out along the Red River and scramble up to Eagles Point Buttress. Yeah, now right here along the unofficial Douglas Trail, coming up on a nice sized cave opening. This opening and this cave is closed to protect the bats. I know some people do go back through there a little bit, but really shouldn't. But if you stand right here in the opening, you get a really nice cool breeze. It would be cool to go back through here and explore sometime. I do have a couple of caves that I'm going to check out here soon and make some videos of. My video from Climax Cave did pretty well, so I've been wanting to get back out, check out some more caves. So those will be coming soon on another adventure. But we're going to keep hiking out the unofficial Douglas Trail. Go check out the views up at Eagles Point Buttress. Yeah, and then right here along the Douglas Trail, there's another little tube opening. It'd be a tight crawl back through there. I'm not sure where that goes either. I'm sure it's part of that same cave system probably. But it'd be a tight crawl back through there. I'm sure it would open up at some point probably. But that's not on today's agenda. Yeah, now right here at this campsite, we're gonna fork off to the left through here. Looks a little less worn than that path. That'll continue out along the Douglas Trail, but we're gonna take this trail right here. It's gonna lead us up to the scramble, up to Eagles Point Buttress. And right now we're right down below Eagles Point Buttress. Usually when things aren't so dry, there's a little bit of a waterfall back here. Eagle Point Falls. Nice towering waterfall, but as you can see today, bone dry. It's been really hot and humid here lately. We've had a few days of rain, but as you can see, all that's done ran its course. That was probably 4 or 5 days ago now when we got that good rain. But pretty cool when that waterfall is flowing. But we're gonna keep heading up through here. We're coming up on that steep scramble up to Eagles Point Buttress. And now right up here is where the fun begins. Time to make the steep scramble up to Eagles Point Buttress. All right, now we're coming up on top of the ridge here. We're gonna fork off to the left. This is what's gonna take us over to Eagles Point Buttress. So let's follow this out, go check out the views. All right, so here we are up at Eagles Point Buttress. Like I said, this has been a long time favorite overlook here in the gorge. One of the first off-trail overlooks I ever came to. Really beautiful up here. Even on a kind of cloudy day like today, still nice up here. I like how you get the exposed rock over here, that nice cliffside, and you get the river valley through here. Nice bend in the river down below there. Really nice spot. We're gonna hang out here just a minute, enjoy the view for a bit, and then turn around and make the hike back down to the Osborne Bend trailhead. Yeah, right here you get a pretty cool view of the eagle's nest. That's what they call that hole in the cliffside right there. People do scramble down from the top right there and get down into it. That's a little more sketchy than I like to do, so I've never been down in it, but pretty cool. From it you can look down on the bend in the river there. Probably a pretty nice view in it, but not something my nerves will let me do. Alright, so we've been up here enjoying the views from Eagles Point Buttress for a little while now. Starting to get pretty warm though. That sun keeps coming out. It's hot and humid out here today anyway. So I guess we're gonna turn around and make the hike back down and out. We'll go back out the same way we hiked in, but we'll probably take the unofficial Douglas Trail all the way out instead of hitting that little piece of the Osborne Bend. Only did that this morning to get a picture video of the sign, Clifty Wilderness sign. Right over here you get a view of what sometimes is Eagle Point Falls, the waterfall back here and near Eagles Point Buttress. Very steep cliffs over here. Keep that in mind, be careful. Like I said, we're gonna make the hike back out, back down to the unofficial Douglas Trail, and take that back to the Osborne Bend trailhead. Yeah, check out this massive mushroom right here. About as big as my foot. I don't have the biggest foot by any means, but still pretty large mushroom. There's some little smaller ones right here too. Cool little mushrooms. That one looks a little funny. There's another little guy right here too. Pretty cool. But we're back at the fun part of the hike here. Back down to the unofficial Douglas Trail. Making that steep hike back down the hillside here. A lot of loose rocks, so keep that in mind. Just take your time and make your way down. Yeah, now we're passing back down below Eagle Point Falls. Sadly, it's bone dry today. If there had been some flow in the gorge, we probably would have hit a waterfall. But an old favorite, Overlook, it's nice too. It's been a little bit since I've been up to Eagle Point Buttress, so it's always nice to revisit and enjoy the view. But from here, we're going to continue down to the unofficial Douglas Trail and make the hike back out. Alright, now we're popping back out on the unofficial Douglas Trail. Right over here is the spot I like to drop down to the river. Let Kane cool off when I got him out here. Really nice spot to drop down to the river at. Try to remember to let him cool off anytime we get near water. It's hot and humid out here, so gotta make sure he stays cool. He'll probably lay down. Yep. Just had a bath the other day and laying down in creek water. Alright, check out this little copperhead hanging out underneath this log here. Pretty hard to see. Barely spotted him as we walked up. Really hard to see in there though. Just gotta be careful this time of year. Alright, so we're taking a quick break here in the entrance of that large cave opening along the unofficial Douglas Trail. I said it keeps going back through there. You can tell it's probably a pretty big cave system. A lot of cool air at the opening. Kane laying down, enjoying that cool air blowing out here. I'm taking a quick break right here. I'm gonna make the push back to the Osborne Bend trailhead. Alright, so me and Kane are loaded back up in the car now. Pretty hot and tired, sweaty, very sweaty. Got the air going right now, trying to cool off. Kane's pretty hot back there too, huh? But pretty good hike today. Got to revisit a couple of old favorites out here. Moonshiner's Arch and then Eagles Point Buttress. Unfortunately, Eagle Point Falls, or whatever you want to call it, it's completely dry. Know we got a little bit of rain a few days ago, but as hot and humid as it's been, it runs off pretty quick. But we're loaded up in the car now, ready to head home. Like I said, good hike, but ready to head home. But as always, thanks for tagging along with me and the Cane Boy. Till next time.